And good morning and welcome into ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester's starting lineup. Fueled by the folks over at Loco Coffee. I am Joe Abraham, along with Chewy in studio.
Good morning. How are you?
God bless you, my friend.
Thank you.
I am recovering still.
Yeah, you sound wonderful.
I feel tremendous.
Is it allergies? Or you think you got a cold or something?
I think it's that cold thing that's been going around. I don't know. I'm fairly certain that I'm one of the last. Have you gotten it yet?
No.
You didn't really get it, did you?
No.
Well, maybe that sneeze was the first sign. I don't know, man. It is a Mayhem Monday. It's a people maybe turning on the FMO Facebook feed and wondering why I'm wearing my pink out shirt.
Yeah.
It's a Mother's Day Monday. We just had Mother's Day yesterday.
We did, yeah.
And I was going through my closet and said, you know what? I got this. Well, hold on. I have gum in my mouth still. That's rule 101. Don't go on the radio with gum in your mouth.
So you're wearing this pink out shirt for Mother's Day Monday?
Yeah. I figured, if I'm ever going to wear this pink out shirt again, today's a good day. It's as good a day as any.
Yeah.
No, I spent all last week, and I knew that it was coming. I could feel it like coming on towards the end of last week, and I was like, I just got to get to the weekend. And Saturday, I did not leave my bed. I tried to get rest. Sunday, I felt a lot better, and I've still got it kind of like hanging around. So hopefully you don't get sick, my friend.
We'll see. Yeah. Don't worry.
I'm not worried about you.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. Is it used to be one of those things where people would get sick and we were all just like, it's a way of life. We wash our hands, we move on. Ever since COVID, you get sick and you step outside your door and people are like, they put up like the cross fingers at you. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, you got to go put a mask on, go do this, go do that. Back in the day, we used to just get sick. Mm-hmm. People just got sick. And I'm trying to bring that back, Chewy. You get sick, you move on.
Yeah.
Try not to get other people sick, but we do what we got to do. It is a Monday edition, and when we talk about Mother's Day Monday, Chewy, I thought that we could get into some famous mothers. I thought that we could have some conversations that might be a little bit fun, and you may be thinking to yourself, I don't know how far can we take Mother's Day Monday? I came up with an idea about moms in like movies, moms that we have seen, and there's quite a few of them. When you think about some of the greatest moms, TV moms or movie moms of all time, and you talk about some of the most terrifying moms, like Cersei Lannister.
Yeah.
Some of the most supportive moms, like Forrest Gump's mom or Molly Weasley. And I just thought we could have some conversations regarding moms.
Sure.
And I wanted to highlight that in my pink highlighter shirt.
All right.
How was your weekend? How was your Mother's Day?
It was okay. It was a little hectic.
Yeah.
But pretty good. Got a car fixed and everything. And
I noticed that the beast was moved from one spot to the other.
Yeah. Got the battery removed and fixed and all that stuff.
And you didn't electrocute yourself.
Yeah, we got lucky. Yeah. So that was a first. Ask me how I know that. Yeah, it turns out you're not supposed to turn the wrench and make the metal touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's the side mounted, the side prongs.
Right.
So you have to like kind of crank it like that.
Yeah.
So if you pull it a little too far, the metal on the wrench and the metal on the battery make a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that actually happened to me one time as well. And Jack was out there with me, and I was changing the battery out. And this is why I take my vehicles over to Heath Automotive. But he was with me, and we're changing a battery out in the Suburban. And I was doing the same thing. I turned, and the wrench magnetized. So you know how the hood lifts up, and it's got like on the hood thing, there's the springs in the corners where the latches. So it like magnetized to the car and to the spring thing, and it was connected still to it was a bleep show.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Yeah.
Which is why you and I do this, and we're not mechanics. Anyway, it is the starting lineup. We're going to get things rolling here this morning. You can get involved in the show. You can text the show at 931-305-5611. You can also give us a call at 931-967-3500. And you can get involved in the show on the FMO Facebook feed. Today being the second Monday of the month, we will be talking to the Franklin County Prevention Coalition, which I just saw Dustin and Dylan out at the Tennessee 250 the other day when I was setting up. And I believe that those are the two guys that are going to come in this morning and chat with us. And then, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. You're going to have to stick with me. And this is going to be an interesting show.
Okay.
Because I'm still, like, reeling from the medication.
Uh-huh.
Also...
And they're coming in the second hour?
The second hour,
okay.
yeah. Don't ask me hard questions.
Sorry.
No, they're coming in the second hour. So here's a interesting story from this past weekend. Okay, so whatever this thing is, it's locked up. It locked up in my sinuses, and I've been taking the doc's medicine, his seasonal support stuff, but I think I accidentally gave myself CTE.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you how. So, you know how when you get a sinus infection or you get like your sinuses lock up and you tap on your forehead or you tap on your nose, some people massage it and they try and like work your sinuses to where it kind of loosens it up. Have you ever done that before?
You
ever done that?
No, not personally, but it makes sense.
Right, yeah. So like you got your that like sinus cavity right behind your nose.
Right.
And they say that if you tap on it in the right spots, it like releases. It can help release the pressure and help drain it and stuff like that.
Okay, did not know that.
Oh, we learn things every day, Chewy.
Yeah.
And so this weekend, I was laying in bed, and Katie was like, "Well, you know, is there anything that I can do to help? You know?" And she pulls out the massage gun and she's like massaging my back with it and stuff like that, which. Then she moved up in towards my neck and like, because I had the worst headache. So I'm like getting this massage gun on the back of my head, and I'm thinking, you know what? I got this amazing idea. You know what? I bet if I took that to my sinuses, it would like drill out all of the stuff.
It'd oscillate and release.
Vibrate. So, I mean, this is a tremendous idea. Now, a couple of things. Number one, it did, to a certain extent, work. Okay. And I took the massage gun on semi-low power. And so this is Katie. The lights were off in the room. And so Katie didn't know what I was doing. So I take the gun and I put it on my face. And she just hears pop, 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 pop to my face. And she's like, what are you doing over there? And she lifts up her phone and she can see me hit myself in the face with the thing. Yeah, doing that whole thing. You got to be watching the FMO Facebook feed, and you see Chewy's face jiggling around. So I'm like banging it off of my face. Well, then I found this spot. It was like a sweet spot, Chewy, right on the side of my nose. If I hit myself right on the side of my nose, kind of at this angle, it worked really, really well. I could feel it.
All right.
Right? Well, more on that in a second. So I'm whacking away at my face. Phrasing. And finally, I turn it off, and I feel pretty good. But ever since that time, a couple of things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, my memory, I think, is gone away. I think I gave myself CTE. I can't remember simple things. I
jostled a few neurons. Huh?
Yeah, not sure if it's smart to take and give yourself the brain damage with the massage gun. That's number one. Number two. I forgot what I was saying. Number three.
See?
Number three. No, what I so then later that night, I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom because you know once you start closing in on 40, that's just a part of your night now. And so I go to the bathroom and I'm sitting there and I my nose is like irritated, and so I rub my nose and I grab this like piece of skin or whatever that's peeling off, and I'm like, what did I do to my nose? and I peel it off of my nose, and now I've got this red spot on my nose where I basically gave myself a blister on my face using this stupid massage gun. Now, what is the most funny about the whole thing with the blister is I thought I had skin cancer. I'm sitting there on the toilet, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, a piece of skin just peeled off of my face. What's going on? And so I go back to sleep, and I'm like, well, I'll deal with that tomorrow. Deal with my skin cancer tomorrow when I wake up. And I get up in the morning, and I'm like, I say something about it to Katie. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I did. I woke up in the middle of the night, and this piece of skin like peeled off of my nose. I'm really concerned about it. And she's like, is that where you were hitting yourself on the face with the massage gun? Yeah, that's where that was. So,
right.
A couple of things. Number one, I don't necessarily recommend hitting yourself in the face with a massage gun.
Sure.
But I don't also not recommend hitting yourself in the face with a massage gun.
If your neti pot isn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those. I'm honestly, I've gotten water up my nose in the swimming pool. Doesn't seem like a fun thing to do on purpose.
I don't know. I like a neti pot.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't mind if it works.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes it just kind of goes in there, and then it doesn't really do anything. But when it actually does the job it's supposed to do,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask the chat. Okay. So a couple of things. Number one, am I an idiot for using a massage gun on my sinuses?
And after you say yes, let us know what your options are.
Yes. And number two, have you ever used a neti pot? Let us know your feelings on neti pot, because I'm to the point where I could go for one. It's not log jammed right now in my face, but it's still annoyingly there.
Don't use tap water. I learned that yeah.
Okay.
Because it'll give you brain amoebas.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have to use distilled water, and they give you like a little packet that comes in the thing to like saline solution.
Okay.
But do not use tap water or mineral water or spring water, because you will get in a brain amoeba.
So you have to use certain water. It has to be what kind of water?
Distilled water only.
Distilled water only.
Stacy Rofer jumped in this morning saying, "Good morning, guys." And she says,
"Good morning, Miss Stacy.
Joe may need to seek medical help." Yes, very much so.
For which issue?
Yeah.
The brain damage, the skin cancer, or the sickness?
Yeah. You walk into an urgent care, and they're just like, "Why don't we take you to the hospital?"
Yeah.
You know?
I do need one of those. I think that I need one of those snot shots, because those have that's steroids, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think I could. How often can I get one of those?
I think you get at least 2 a month. Yeah.
I heard though that if you do that on a regular basis, it'll mess you up.
Your hips. It'll really hurt your hips if you get snot shots regularly.
Ooh. So
take it. It comes.
Yeah, it's kind of like the hitting yourself in the head with a
massage
gun,
and then half your nose skin falls off.
Right.
Like it'd be like almost exactly that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Something does get solved, but who knows? Landon swears by a neti pot.
Really?
Stacy says.
Okay.
Yeah. When it works, it is one of the most satisfying, feelings in the entire world.
Yeah.
When it clears you out. Oh, it is hard to describe how satisfying it is, because you kind of, you know what I mean, and you cough and sneeze a little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean everything.
Yeah.
Since you were little, it comes out. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
If it works, because sometimes it just kind of goes over it, and now the inside of your nose is more wet, I guess, and then that's it.
Then you just do it again. Just do it over and over again. Okay. So I may need to try that. It sounds really satisfying.
It is.
I'm one of those pimple popper people.
Yeah.
And Katie is too, where it's so satisfying, right? I would love that. Here's my big problem right now and this is every time I get sick, it goes to my chest. I always end up with some sort of, what is the thing when you're coughing up the green stuff? Not pneumonia. I think I just have lifetime pneumonia.
Congestion?
Yeah, but it's more than that. Where you got to take the Mucinex to get it out. You can end up getting a fever and stuff from it. The infection. I can't remember what it's called because
bronchitis.
Bronchitis. Thank you. Who dropped that?
That was me.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I get. I couldn't remember the name because the brain damage.
Yeah.
It all goes together. Anyway, what also it circles back around to is that's why we have moms. They're there to take care of us. And then when we get married, our wives become our moms. And they walk into the room and they're like, "Why are you hitting yourself in the face with a massage gun?" Those are the conversation. Those are the things that our moms are there for.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's an amazing way to loop that all the way back.
Right. So today's going to be an interesting show.
Yeah.
Mama Tried. We'll be back on the other side. It is the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee on a Mother's Day Monday. ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester.
The Tennessee Lifeline Peer Project connects individuals and families to addiction recovery resources right here in Franklin County and across our region. From treatment referrals and 12-step meetings to education and ongoing support. Because recovery happens when we're stronger together, and life truly is stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org/TNLifeline or call 931-464-0725. Funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
No two patients are alike. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas delivers care centered around your health, your goals, your story, your recovery. From routine checkups to critical procedures, we use today's medical technology and advanced clinical practices to help you feel better, recover faster, and return home to the community you love. We don't just specialize in care, we specialize in you. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Got an 80% chance of sunshine this morning, starting before 8 a.m. Some showers and thunderstorms are going to be headed our way. Otherwise, it'll be cloudy, but then gradually becoming sunny this afternoon with a high of 74 degrees and some north winds coming in at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester for all of your wonderful weather updates.
This is ESPN Radio Winchester, where Franklin County comes to life. From local news and athletics to everything in between, we're proud to bring you the stories that matter right here at home. And it's all made possible by local businesses connecting with real people in our community every single day. When you support them, you support our local coverage. Over 75 years of Franklin County heritage. Want your business to be a part of it? Contact WCDT today. ESPN Radio Winchester. Franklin County plays here.
We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069, WCDT Winchester.
All right, back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester. So, you know, one thing that I didn't do all weekend, Chewy,
Yeah.
which I'm thinking might actually help, is pre-workout. I mean,
Might get your mind a little more invigorated.
well, I'm not even talking about my mind. I'm talking about your body too, right? Like,
Sure.
if it works on my muscles, couldn't it work on my sinuses?
I mean,
It's kind of like super juice.
sure.
That's the way
But
I
I
look
tell you
at
what,
it.
you could try snorting it, and then getting the pre-workout into your mucous membranes.
Right.
That way, it goes directly into your bloodstream.
That might like hyperactivate it though.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, but I don't want hyperactive mucus membranes.
Oh, okay.
I want them to go the other way. Okay.
Katie also jumped in saying hi to Stacy this morning, and also Stacy wanted to tell you to make sure that you get there tonight, and she was reminding Katie, so because on account of the brain damage.
Yes.
And then Ryan Fuller jumped in saying, try Navage, suction on one side, pressure on the other.
Whoa.
Once you figure out how to keep from drowning, it works. I think I've seen one of these things.
Okay, that's my biggest concern. I'd be the guy. I would be the guy. Pops up on the news. 931go.com. Local radio show host. Epstein's himself with neti pot.
With Navy.
Drowns himself
Drowns himself.
in his own bathroom.
That'd be impressive if you could pull that off.
I could do it.
But I do want to try that. I know what you're talking about, and I want to try one of those really
Right,
bad.
like it shoots the stuff up into one snot hole
Uh-huh.
and sucks it back out at the same time.
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
Snot hole is a very
I can't remember what do you call these things?
nostril.
Yeah.
A snot hole.
That's the first thought that came to my mind. I don't know. That's what they've been this weekend. They haven't been nostrils this past weekend. They've been snot holes.
That's what I'm going to start calling them from now on. It's real elegant. Going to go to the doctor. Well, yeah, my snot holes have been a little sensitive here lately. I got my snot hole pierced, and I don't think it's working out.
All right.
Feeling a little better?
We're getting there. I think I'll be honest. I think that this stuff is going to help. It's got creatine in it.
Well, it's also got like caffeine, raise the blood
Right.
pressure, get yourself a little invigorated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give me a pump while I'm at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Chewy, on Friday,
Yeah.
I went over to Tullahoma, and I try to avoid that place as much as possible, which is tough because, I do have 4 kids. I have a bunch of kids. I think 4 is the right number. I have a bunch of kids that go to school up there still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be mad at me. It's not by choice. I have an ex-wife. She still gets to make decisions too, according to the court. So, but I go up there and we got to play them in the spring football game.
Mm-hmm.
They're very nice up there. They're very nice, but kind of in that way where it's like the bless your heart nice.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just get that feeling, which is fine. But I get to the press box, and the visiting me. I don't know if this was on purpose, or if this is just, what do they call those things when they're ironic?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember words. You're
Ironic?
No.
Dramatic irony?
When it happens,
Coincidence.
That's the word I was looking for.
This is going to be a real interesting show.
Thank you. Okay, I don't know if it was coincidence or if they did it on purpose, but so I get to the visiting media press box room. This is hard, and I look through the window, and there are more dead flies. It could have been. I didn't go in there and see. Could have been ladybugs, but more than I've ever seen. And I'm pretty sure they were flies because there was still some left over. And so the guy opens the door for me, unlocks the door, opens the door, and he's like, oh. And he has to pull out a vacuum, and he vacuums them all up and gets it cleaned out and stuff like that. But there had to be like a million of them in there.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it goes back to I tell people about this curse. I think the curse is a real thing.
That's literally what happened in The Exorcist with all the flies coming up to the window and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, spooky.
None of the other rooms had it. Just the visiting media room.
And you sat in there all night.
I think that I'm the yeah, maybe that's why I ended up sick. I think that I am the cursed one. Anyway, so long story short, we play them in this spring game. And for anybody who went to the spring game, they saw some really good things from the football team. And I talked to Coach Reed afterwards, and he was excited. He was proud of their performance and things like that. But he did also stop me and say, we got a long way to go. Certainly we do. But it was the little things that we did right. Now, we came out, Chewy, early in that game, early in the spring. We got the ball at the 30-yard line, went right down the field, and scored a touchdown.
Wow.
And I am so excited, so optimistic about what the Rebels can be under Coach Chuck Reed at this point. And I've said this. I've talked about how good they looked in spring practice to this point. They didn't have Monte Johnson. They were missing a bunch of guys still on the program who are guys that are running track and doing other things like that. Monte was on the sideline in just street clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, one of the big things that I noticed is that their biggest challenge this upcoming season, I think, is going to be depth. Do I think that they will be able to compete with just about everybody that they step on the field with for the first quarter or two? Yeah. The challenge is going to be in the second half when and this is, we're dealing with bigger schools that have big rosters. And if we don't get some more guys out there, some more juniors and seniors, upperclassmen out there, and we're relying heavily on what we've got as good a talent as anybody. What we lack is the depth. Now, that all being said, the middle school kids, the 8th graders coming up, man, you got to be excited about that group too. So in a couple of years, again, the program is heading in the right direction. Am I saying that as excited as I am about Baylor Hayes and excited as I am about some of the guys, am I saying that they're going to win 8 or 9 games next year? No. We could win 4, 5, 6 games next year. That's a realistic possibility, and that's a huge step in the right direction. But we have as good of athletes as anybody. It's just right now we need a little bit more depth. And so if you've got a kid who's been considering whether or not to play, I would strongly consider the yes in that. I would strongly consider that they do, because not only are they going to get coached really well, they're going to have some opportunities to win some football games, and the more help we get, the more depth we get, the more games we have a chance of winning. Because I think that's the biggest thing that's holding us back right now, is how deep this roster is going to be. If we could do that in 10 practices, essentially, and people who were at the game will tell you, the first 20 minutes on the field against Tullahoma, we looked not only like the better team, we looked better coached, we looked more put together. It was, if you took the logos and the colors off, that you would have thought that we were Tullahoma and they were us. We went down the field, we scored, then they got the ball, we turned them over. And then it really wasn't until so they played 2 20-minute quarters, Chewy, where it was just they put 20 minutes up on the clock and they were running clock. And even when they started scoring on us in the second quarter, or whenever it was that they started scoring on us, the reason that they started scoring on us was because what they discovered was, Monte Johnson, the starting cornerback, is not on that one side of the field. There's a kid who's a freshman right now over there, not even a sophomore yet, and he's filling in that role, which is not his starting position, by the way. He's a safety. And we're going to it's like a kid who finds a button that works in Mortal Kombat, and they just start spamming that button.
Mm-hmm.
Tullahoma was so afraid of looking bad in that game that they started spamming that side of the field.
Wow. They
literally started attacking that weakness in a spring game, exploiting a weakness in a spring game, rather than run their offense, trying to put stuff on tape that is like, hey, we need to try this. Let's run to the other side. Let's try this. Let's put this on tape because we got to figure out what works and what doesn't. No, they were so afraid of getting embarrassed by us that they're like, we got to score some points. And so they started attacking that side of the field. And the 2 or 3 touchdowns that they scored came against us on that side of the field, also on communication breakdowns, on issues as far as from a defensive standpoint that you can clean up. It was, again, when we've got a pretty complex, what I'm told, pretty complex 3-4 defense that we're running, and one of the biggest challenges is getting those kids all on the same page, working together, knowing, is that my guy? Do I hand him off? Do I, what do I do? I got to stay with that guy? And that's one of the biggest problems that they had on Friday night. It wasn't that they didn't have the talent. It was more the mental aspect of it than anything. And again, you give them a summer to work on it. You give them early next fall to get everybody in there and everybody on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And those mental breakdowns won't happen. So I'm very excited, very encouraged with where we're at.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. It sounds like they're moving in the correct direction.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have a lot of faith in Coach Reed going forwards as well.
Well, him and his whole staff and the players. You know, the players have really bought in. Everything from, again, what I've seen and what I've heard is that, you know, while it's different than what these kids are used to, they're excited about it. They're bought in. They're soaking it in like a sponge. Every time I talk to Coach Reed about it, and this, you got to take this as well. This is really kind of cool. Every time I talk to him about how they're doing, man, I couldn't be more proud of these kids. Because he knows the uphill battle that they are facing with him and with his staff from an expectation standpoint, from a learning standpoint. It's not just about, you know, hey, can you do this on the field? Can you make this catch? Can you run this route? It's not just about the physical, can you do this? It is about the mental. And so they are, he says they're soaking it all in like a sponge. They're drinking from a fire hose, all this type of stuff. That's all you can really ask for. They're not there yet. But, man, to see how good they looked after 10 practices was really encouraging. So
good to hear it.
And anybody who was at the game, stop me if I'm lying. Did anybody jump in on the chat and say anything about it?
Just Katie saying, so a missed opportunity to grow on the Wildcats part.
Oh, yeah. Wow. They celebrated after the game, and I'll tell you what, this is something else to Katie heard them down on the field. I can't remember what she said that they said because of my brain damage, but she said that they were like, see, we told you, something like that. I think that the coaches probably said something along the lines of, it's the same old Franklin County, you don't have anything to worry about, blah, 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 which is fine. I'm glad that that's their perspective on it. I'm glad that that's what they believe.
What did Sun Tzu say? Never interrupt your enemy while they're making a mistake.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. I hope that that's what they believe. Anyway, all right, let's get a break in here. When we come back, we will go out to Drafts and Watercrafts trivia this Monday morning on the starting lineup with Scotty. It is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Out with the cold, in with the comfort. Refresh your home with Hall Furniture in Winchester. From stylish living room sets to cozy recliners and dining pieces made for gathering, now's the perfect time to upgrade your space. Quality, comfort, and pieces you'll love coming home to. That's Hall Furniture. Visit them at 3131 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or browse anytime at hallfurniture.com. Hall Furniture. Make your home feel brand new.
This spring, take pride in your yard with Flagship Lawn Services. From mowing and trimming to mulch and full cleanups, they deliver professional results at a fair, honest price. And with their Flagship Finish Guarantee, every job is done right, or they'll make it right. No shortcuts, no hassle. Just a yard that looks the way it should. Call or text Flagship Lawn Services today at 239-849-4033 and see the difference for yourself.
You ever go down the rabbit hole at 2 in the morning and come out questioning everything? That's kind of what it's like listening to Unleashed with Chewy, presented by Burrell's Termite and Pest Control. That's right, this isn't your typical show. We're going to be talking conspiracies, space, movies, science, whatever our brains have got spinning that day. Some days make sense, most definitely don't. Either way, we're going to have a great time. Unleashed with Chewy, weekdays from 2 to 4 on ESPN Radio Winchester.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
A bomb threat reported Thursday at Deckard Elementary School has been determined to be non-credible following a swift investigation. According to Franklin County Schools, the threat was immediately addressed by the school resource officer and school administration. After a thorough assessment of the situation and coordination with local authorities, officials confirmed there was no credible danger to students or staff. District leaders emphasized that at no point were students, faculty, or staff in physical danger, and that the school day continued in a safe and orderly manner. Parents were notified, and the district reiterated that student safety remains its top priority. In other news, Franklin County's TN 250 celebration officially kicked off Thursday, May 7th at the old high school football field with a strong turnout from across the community. The event featured free barbecue prepared by Fully Involved in Smokin' Barbecue, multiple food trucks, and live music from Orange Charlie and the Stagger Moon Band. Families enjoyed public safety vehicle displays, local resource booths, giveaways, and a kids zone complete with games, bounce houses, and face painting for children. A special mural unveiling showcased artwork created by local artists, highlighting Franklin County's history throughout the decades. The evening also included a National Day of Prayer gathering, where community leaders and residents joined together in reflection and encouragement. Organizers described the celebration as the result of months of planning and long hours of volunteer work, with many attendees praising the sense of unity and pride on display throughout the evening. And if you're still looking for weekend plans, here's your reminder that the Community Fun Day at the Red Roof Pavilion is today, May 8th, and tomorrow, May 9th, from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on both days. Organizers are encouraging families to get outside, enjoy the spring weather, and celebrate Mother's Day weekend together. For more local news and updates, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
Joe had to mix up some more pre-workout, but he's ready to go another round. Back to the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham. He is Chewy. We are fueled by Loco Coffee, pre-workout, and this morning, large amounts of cold medicine, which have put me in quite a fog.
Seems like it, Frank.
I got to be careful. I got to be careful because I don't want to. You know, I've upset a lot of people in recent months. I don't want to, end up on some list somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
I don't want to open myself up to that, and I don't feel like I'm on it. I don't feel like I'm alert. I feel like now would be an opportunity for somebody. If somebody wanted to take me out. Just saying.
I'm glad we're advertising that as
Yeah.
well. Hey, by the way, the most vulnerable part.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and just get it over
I feel very vulnerable right now, Chewy. Yeah. Which, by the way, if you take a shot at me, just be careful. I want you to miss. You might hit Chewy, and that would be a national tragedy. Speaking of Chewy, after trivia, I did some research last night. I was laying in bed. I did some research on Yetis and your family heritage.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about that. Your lineage, so to speak. We'll talk about that later.
You did some research.
I did.
With your
I did. I was
perfect brain function at the moment. Yeah.
I did some research, watching some TV of some other guy that did some research. Secondhand research.
Professor Joe for the reporting, letting you guys know about what this other dude said.
They were nice enough to let me in on their research.
You got a report on some stuff that I saw.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's go out to Drafts and Watercrafts. See what Scotty's up to.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
There's 1,000% chance that I'm not getting this trivia question correct.
Who knows?
I can't even remember what nose holes are called.
Maybe
snot
today's
holes.
your day.
Drafts and Watercrafts.
Hey, Scotty, how are you this morning?
Hey, good.
All right, man. So I just told everybody I'm in like the medicated fog because I've got this little sinus infection thing going on, and I told everybody there's 1,000% chance that I'm not getting this trivia question correct today, but they can, and if they want to participate in trivia today over at Drafts and Watercrafts, they can, and if they get this answer correct, what will they win over there at Drafts and Watercrafts?
We're going to do a cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger.
You get a cheeseburger with kettle chips that you can redeem today at lunch or tonight.
They have great cheeseburgers over there at Drafts, Chewy. All right, so speaking of, what do you guys have going on this week over at
Man,
Drafts
we
and
got a
Watercrafts?
full week ahead of us. You know, tonight's trivia night starts at 6:30. Excuse me. Tomorrow night we got CJ West going to be playing from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday night we got Singo. Going to start at 6:30. This Thursday night we got karaoke. Going to be starting at 6:30. And you know, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, the week 1 of Lake Idle, the 21st.
Oh, wow.
So,
already.
So it's coming up quick. And then Friday night, we're doing our summer kickoff party. Going to be like a big luau. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to be giving away all types of prizes, all types of drink specials. We're going to be having lays to give away. So our DJ will be starting up at 6:30, and we're going to be our summer kickoff party. And then Saturday night, we've got a band called the Night Train. Never had them here before. They're brand new. Going to be coming to the Drafts and Watercraft starting at 7 o'clock. And then Sunday, we got Jacob Johnson from 12 to 3. So we've got something every day this week.
Yeah. That's awesome. You mentioned karaoke. Scotty, do you have a karaoke song? What's your go-to?
I really don't.
Yeah. I don't either.
Nobody wants to hear me sing.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff. And so you guys have trivia tonight, and what we do here on the show, if this is your first time listening and maybe you're new to the trivia situation, is the question that we ask on air is going to be asked tonight over at trivia at Drafts and Watercrafts. And so if you remember this answer and you carry it with you all day, then you'll have basically a free. You'll at least get one right, Scotty? Can he hear me? Are you there, Scotty?
Yes.
Okay. I just make sure you
I'm
can hear.
here.
Sorry. So if they carry this answer with them, they'll at least get one answer right.
That's right. At least one answer right.
All right. So what do we got for trivia here today? What's a trivia question?
Well, we're going to do the NBA semifinals is going on.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a NBA question this morning.
Okay.
You might be able to get this one right.
I don't know with this medicated fog that I'm in. But I am excited about the fact that the Knicks are already moved on to the conference finals. They swept the 76ers, too.
So if you haven't won the past 30 days, you can call in and win this. You ready?
I'm ready.
You know, we've asked the question before, who in the history was the tallest in the NBA? We've asked that a year or so ago.
Right.
But today's question, in the NBA, who had the longest arm span at 8 foot 6 inches?
Wow.
8 foot 6 inch arm span.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea. B, that's a tremendous question. C, I thought you were going to go with the shortest player in the NBA.
I think I've asked that also.
Possibly. But, okay, so who in the history of the NBA had the longest wingspan at 8 foot 6 inches? The number is 931-967-3500. That's 931-967-3500. And if you call in and get the answer correct this morning, then you will win a cheeseburger over there at Drafts and Watercrafts. And again, this is going to be one of the questions tonight. So if you don't know the answer, then stay tuned because you're about to find out here in just a few moments. 931-967-3500. Who had an 8 foot 6 inch wingspan, the longest in the history of the NBA? All right. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Would it be Victor from San Antonio Spurs? Who did he say?
I think he's saying Victor Wembanyama from the.
No, that's not right.
No.
Good try though.
No.
And it's not a
No,
it's
not
not a
right.
current player, right? It's just in the history of the league. Okay.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, caller.
Is it Taco Paul?
Who did he say? I can't hear.
Taco
I'm
Paul?
sorry. No, that's not right.
Taco Paul?
Paul?
No. Okay.
So keep
I
trying.
don't know the answer to this one, so I'm
He said Taco Paul?
Taco. I don't. It sounded like Paul, Fall, Saul.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I got to look this one up, Chewy.
All right.
Let's see. Call in 931-967-3500. Longest wingspan in NBA history. Here we go. I don't know who this is.
931-967-3500 if you've got the answer.
Thank you, Chewy. Okay. So how long did you say that it was? You said 8 foot what?
8 foot 6 inch.
8 foot 6 inch. Okay. So he had guessed Taco Fall, which I'd never heard of this guy before. He went undrafted, signed with the Boston Celtics. His was 8 foot 2.25 inches. 8 foot 6 inches though, which is absolutely insane. Chewy,
it is.
That's like 2 inches shy of yours.
Yeah.
8 foot 6 inch wingspan.
I think you may have stumped him this morning.
Yeah.
Wait,
we
here we go. Go ahead, caller.
Manute Bol.
That's correct.
That's it. Yep.
All right, there you go.
All right, caller. What's your name?
Harlan Reese.
Harlan Reese?
Yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations. You won a cheeseburger over there at Drafts and Watercrafts.
Come by today and pick it up.
Alrighty.
That answer again is Manute Bol.
Manute Bol. Yep. So that one, I could have probably guessed that one. I got to say this though, Scotty, that's a tremendous question. That good job by you.
Well, thank you.
So if you have not participated in trivia over there at Drafts and Watercrafts, one more time, Scotty, tell them what time they're going to want to show up. They're going to want to show up a little bit early, and they're going to want to probably bring a team. They can do it on their own, but tell them all the things.
You can. Trivia starts at 6:30. You know, most people try to get there between 5:30 and 6, and you can have as many as you would like on a team, a one-person team, all the way up to 25 people if you want. And if you do want to play, we do take reservations tonight to have your team set up. You would call us at Drafts and Watercrafts, and we'll have your table set up. If you could get us your team in by 2 p.m., that would be good. We start setting up tables early. So.
All right, brother. Well, it's good to hear from you.
You have a good day, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, you too.
Bye.
That is Scotty over at Drafts and Watercrafts. I love that segment. It gets participation from the listeners, and we hear from people that I didn't even know listen to the show. Because a lot of people, Chewy, they listen, but they don't jump in on the FMO Facebook feed, or they don't call in, or they don't text in. They just listen. They listen to the craziness that is you and me, and they're waiting. It's kind of like when you're driving down the road and you got all those rubberneckers. Mm-hmm. They want to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
like a train wreck.
Yeah,
that's how I would define the show.
Sure, certainly the host.
Yeah, certainly. All right, so when we come back, in my fugue state over the – is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Over the weekend.
You got that right.
I did some research from my bed. I did some research on Chewy's lineage, and I'll tell you what I learned when we come back. It is the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9, WCDT Winchester.
There are all kinds of guys. Video game guys, gym guys, even romantic guys. Let's be honest, not all guys are built the same. We're garage guys, and a garage door moves more than any other part of your home. So when it starts wearing down, the garage guys are here to serve Bedford, Coffee, Franklin, Lincoln, and Moore County with high-quality work you can trust, unlike those unreliable guys. Call Garage Guys today or find them online at garageguys931.com. Garage Guys, built different. Are you struggling to get real impact from your marketing dollars? That's because most local advertising is sold short-term with no strategy behind it. At ESPN Radio Winchester, we don't just run ads, we build marketing plans. We focus on consistency and alignment across platforms and long-term visibility that keeps working even when your ad isn't playing. Because marketing isn't a project, it's a system. Start building your brand with ESPN Radio, 1340-1069 WCDT Winchester.
Stay connected to Franklin County wherever you go with the WCDT Radio smartphone app. Presented by High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas. With just a tap, you can listen live to ESPN Radio or the all-new Tim's Ford Country. Streaming your favorite sports and outlaw country hits right to your phone. And it's CarPlay enabled, so you can take us on the road wherever you go. Download it today in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Just search WCDT Radio or visit WCDTradio.com.
You're listening to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee, on ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, wrapping up hour number one. We'll go out to Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware because, you know, in my haze, I forgot that we got to do these calls before I can tell you about Chewy's lineage. And also, Dustin and Dylan from the Franklin County Prevention Coalition will be in here in just a second. There they are. Chewy, that hand sanitizer looks like how I feel.
Yeah,
right now.
It's interesting. Good morning, Jeff. You're in the
I put some hand sanitizer on my hands, and now there's a big, long piece of hand sanitizer hanging out of its snot hole. I don't know what you call that thing. It is a Mother's Day Monday, Mayhem Monday here on the. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting.
Looks like that thing that's on the end of a turkey beak.
Yeah.
Know?
Oh, yeah.
Lambo jumped in, by the way, talking about the answer to the trivia question, saying he was a great shot blocker. I know who that is.
Yeah, Manu Bowl. So I was talking about Lambo over the weekend. In only good things, Lambo. We were talking about we were talking about Go-Go Hoagies and more. And I learned that one of my sister-in-laws loves that place. Anyway, so see if we can get Jeff over there at Poultry in here real quick. Good morning, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I am tremendous. Did you have a good weekend?
I did, but Luke just come in, and he's dragging, and I'm dragging.
I hear that.
I don't know. It's like the weekend was too long, but it wasn't too long, I promise you.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. I've got a bunch of projects backing up around the house, including, and we have talked about this washing machine over and over and over again, and I've been trying to milk it along. I don't know how much longer I can go because it's so frustrating. I can't get a dang load of laundry done because my washing machine keeps going off kilter, and I've changed out the rods. I've done all the things that I could do. I think to this point it may just be time to pull the trigger. And, yesterday was Mother's Day. It would have probably been a great day to do it. But, man, it's driving me nuts. But if I was to want to get a new washing machine, you got anything over there for me?
I promise you, if you want a new washing machine, and here's the thing. I could make it so easy on you. All you would have to do is when we get off the phone is you'd have to call 967-7351 and have to speak to Christy or Adam. And they would sell you a washing machine without you even leaving the comfort of your desk or your vehicle or your phone, however you want to say it, okay?
Yeah. I'm not talking to Adam. I know Adam will sell me a whole kitchen and stuff. I just need the washing machine.
Well, just talk to Christian. She'll sell you a washing machine. And look, we'll schedule a time that we can bring it out. We'll haul your old one off. We'll install it. You don't even have to be there.
Oh, wow. You guys will carry my old one off, too?
Yeah, we'll carry your old one off. You don't even have to be on the premises as long as we can get in your door.
Oh, that's tremendous.
So, and we have several sales like that, and then we have those that want to come in, touch, feel, look. Christy and I argue about this all the time. I don't even want to open the cardboard boxes up on the appliances and let them display them because I just say, I need a refrigerator. Okay, what you got? Give me that. Okay, that's good enough. I get home, I'll live with what I got, But now she's one of these, and most people are like this. They're a touchy, they're a feel. They want to look, they want to see. So if you're not one of them that has to look, touch, and feel and see, you can call in and say, hey, send me X number what, and we'll be right out there. Of course, you already have the dryer, right?
I do, yeah. I just need the one that matches my dryer. If I send you a picture of my dryer, can you just supply me with the washer?
I can. You send me a picture of the washer. And I think we can figure out by the picture of it, but the model number would actually tell us for sure.
Yeah.
To get the model number, you open the door, open the lid up, and there'll be a tag right there, and it'll have the model number on it. But I bet you have a 5 Series.
It's the one. It's the one without the digital stuff. It's the one with that looks like more.
That would be. Does it have a black back on it? Does it have a light gray back?
I think it's all black.
Up there where the buttons are.
Yeah,
okay,
it's black.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, we can get you one of them out there.
Yeah.
No trouble. So all you do is make the phone call, okay?
All right. I hear you.
All right. So that's what Adam and him back there working in the appliance department right now. They're trying to get a sale up for the Memorial Day weekend deal coming up. Start thinking about that. There was raindrops when I come to work this morning. Is there rain in the forecast today? Did I miss something?
A little bit of rain, yeah. What did you say, Chewy? 30% chance?
20% chance this morning, yes.
Okay. So come in here and let's, if it's going to rain today, and it looks like it's going to be a little cooler. Benjamin will paint. It's that time of year to work on those decks and work on those outdoor stuff. My wife has been outside all weekend pressure washing. She pressure washed. We got a little gazebo behind the house there, and she pressure washed the gazebo. She pressure washed the concrete. So she's working on the decks. She pressure washed. We've got some wooden furniture out there that we've never pressure washed, but she pressure washed them yesterday, and now I need to restain because it looked like the mold and the mildew that was on the chairs was hiding. I've never restained them. We've had them out there for probably 6 or 7 years now. We was talking last night. She said, they've been out there for 3 or 4 years. She said, no, they things been out there 6 or 7 years. So whatever they was, but I've never restained them. So she's probably just giving me another job to do, So anyways, I need to take some stain home and work on that. Now, it's a little cooler outside. People are out there opening swimming pools up, pressure washing. If your pressure washer does break down, or your spray tips go bad, we got all your pressure washer spray tips. We got those concrete round broom deals for them. Sherry used everything imaginable under the sun for the pressure washer yesterday. She ran out 2 tanks of gas in it.
Oh, wow.
It's Mother's Day, and she's working her butt off outside. But she said, I'm getting this done today. I'm not going to fire the pressure washer up tomorrow. Well, she didn't get it done because now she's found out one thing leads to another,
Right.
So she had some bleach out there. Of course, we have the bleach here that's in the commercial bleach. The bleach is bleach, I know, but you have a different percentage of bleach that's in a gallon. So we have the commercial bleach gallons here. She has some concrete cleaner and things that we sell here. We got all your garden hoses to go to your pressure washer. So anyways, pressure washing right now is in. All your weed killers, all your pump-up garden sprayers. We have a Makita battery-operated sprayer. We actually have it out on sale right now. Instead of I got one a couple years ago. Instead of pumping it up and spraying and then having to pump it up again, this is made by Makita. You put a battery in it. It's that there ain't no more pumping on the sprayer, So if you need some pump-up garden sprayers, we got the backpack solo sprayers. All your weed killers, all your fungicides to go. I've got a couple of trees in the yard that gets bagworms every year, so I've got a fungicide that goes with that to spray it down to kill the bagworms. So, hey, that's some things in the hardware store. We always talk about electrical, plumbing, gas, Benjamin Moore paint, appliances, but, you know, we got all your lawn and garden tools, all your irrigation stuff. So come and see us here at Poultry Electric Pro Hardware for all your hardware needs. 967-735 when you call us. You can find us on the web at poultryelectric.com. What else?
I think
I rambled on there, and I think we hit about everything, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you hit about like 1% of the stuff that's in your store.
Hey, call Christy. We'll deliver you a washer. I don't want to, you know, keep digging on it and prying and forcing you to buy a washer.
Oh, you're not forcing anything.
It can be as easy as one phone call, okay?
You got it, brother.
Now, that just don't go for you. That goes for everyone that's listening out here.
Yes, sir.
It could be as easy as one phone call to purchase an appliance, okay?
And they can do it over at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware.
That's it. Hey, y'all have a great day.
All right, brother, you too.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. That is Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware. You can find them on the web as well at poultryelectric.com.
Yep.
And again, Jeff, Miss Christie, you got to be careful if you talk to Adam, because Adam will. He'll sell you a whole kitchen.
All right, you want to jump into this?
Let's do Deckard.
All right. Good morning, Deckard.
Good morning, WCDT.
How are you guys this morning?
We are wonderful this morning. How about you guys?
Oh, we're doing all right. It's a little gloomy outside, though, so I'm thinking maybe to raise our spirits, what if we got a really, really awesome pledge this Monday morning?
We've got kindergarten ready to make that happen.
All right, let's hear it.
Good morning, Franklin County. Please join Deckard Elementary as we stand, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Absolutely beautiful pledge this morning. Thank you so much, guys.
That's a great one. All right, so I got this morning.
My name is Kalida P. And I have the joke. Why are calendars so popular?
I don't know.
They have a lot of dates.
That was a really cute one. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful day out there. Okay, Deckard?
Y'all too. Thank you.
All right. See ya. We're going to jump into a break here and then be back with more of the starting lineup right after these messages. Stay tuned with us here on ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069 after this.
Lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9. Happy Place wants to send a big congratulations to the graduating seniors of Franklin County and Huntland High School. Class of 2026. It feels like just yesterday many of you were coloring pictures, playing games, and dreaming about the future. And now, here you are, stepping into adulthood. Your journey has been filled with growth, memories, and milestones, and this is just the beginning. Keep smiling and believing in yourself, and enjoy the adventure ahead. Congratulations from Happy Place in Winchester.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
Got an 80% chance of sunshine this morning, starting before 8 a.m. Some showers and thunderstorms are going to be headed our way. Otherwise, it'll be cloudy, but then gradually becoming sunny this afternoon with a high of 74 degrees and some north winds coming in at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester for all of your wonderful weather updates.
At Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
Well, that was an interesting last segment. Let's try that again. Back to Joe Abraham and Chewy. This is the starting lineup on ESPN Radio Winchester.
All right, welcome back to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340-1069. I'm going to jump into this Heath Automotive call real quick, and then we're going to get in some special guests with us right after that. So let me go ahead and give Steve over here a call. Andrew jumped in this morning. Good morning, Andrew. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you all for tuning into the FMO Facebook stream as well. We got Steve on the line here. Good morning, Steve. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Joe. I'm doing great.
Well, this just Chewy this morning.
Excuse me.
No, it's all fine. We're all good out here.
Well, I'm going to insult. I'm afraid I'm going to step on somebody's toes by not keeping up who I'm talking to. You know. So.
Oh no,
I apologize in advance.
No worries.
I'm just old and slow. Okay.
No worries. Well, it happens. Well, I'm glad we got a hold of you because I've been having some car issues myself. I'm gonna have to come up there and see you. I've seen some of my tires getting a little bit flat, and I've got that big old Suburban, so I'm always worried about it having flat tires and stuff like that. I actually changed out the battery this weekend, so I'm gonna head on over to you guys here soon and let you guys do a little bit of a tune-up because what a lot of people don't realize is you guys have got all these like great, deals and rebates, and it's like nice to have you guys around whenever you break stuff on your car. But you guys are actually even better at preventative than you are just regular maintenance, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's a big part of it. Some of our customers are really in tune with their vehicles on preventive maintenance. They do the manufacturer's suggested schedule of maintenance. They really stay on top of it. I've got customers that if it's not broken, don't fix it. So we try to help everybody. But, yeah, preventive maintenance is a lot better than being stuck when you need to be going or on the side of the road. And tire-wise, your runnability issues and all, if you've got a new noise or something's acting a little bit strange, it hasn't been doing that before with your vehicle, come see us, and let's head off that problem before it becomes a real problem.
Well, my car also is from 2002, and for some reason I don't think that's been a very long time, but it's actually been a very, very long time, and having an older car like that, it's very important to make sure that you guys take a look at it very regularly to make sure everything's still working right. Does the age of a car like that, would you actually recommend more maintenance checkups than like a more modern car, or would you recommend it for about the same for both?
Well, just going with the scheduled maintenance on both, I mean, you've got wear and tear on a 2002. I drive a 2001. It's had a pickup truck. It's had extensive work done on it because that's why I bought it. It was worn out at the time, and we did a lot of work to it. And it's a great truck for what I need and how I use it now. And it can be the same with yours. You want your vehicle dependable. You want it safe. And so there are certain systems on your vehicle you want to be on top of: tires, brakes, your fluids. Let's face it, there's no reason in the world we ought to be running around with worn out, dirty fluid that's causing issues with our transmission or our engine or brake system or power steering, things like that. Those are all things that can be taken care of relatively easy, and we don't need to put them off. We need to and we want that vehicle to last. That's the whole reason we're driving a 2001, you're driving a 2002. We want safe, dependable transportation without having to go out and hang maybe a car payment around our neck.
Yeah. All right, I'm headed on over to your website, heathautomotivetire.com, and I'm looking at the rebates here, and you guys have got tons of rebates already here. You got an $80 back, receive $80, and then get up to $140 up here, even some up to $180. Is there anything you want to let us know about the rebates as far as we go before we head out?
Well, the main thing we want our customers to know about rebates is that just the sizing of tires, what to buy, when to buy, is it time for me to buy, can I get a rebate on it? We're here to help with that. We'll take the hassle out of that for you. We'll show you what's available, what we recommend. You may have a specific desire in a particular brand of tire or what a tire that you want to do for you as far as mileage, performance, life of the tire, and we'll help with that. That's what we're here for. Got several guys that's what they do all day long, and they will be more than happy to help you find the best fit, and like you say, with rebates, save money when we can too.
All right, well, if somebody's interested in getting involved with what you guys got down there, where are you guys at this morning, and how can they get a hold of you?
We're in Winchester. The address is 501 First Avenue Southwest. That's right at the split. We're right at the left there if you're coming off the square. You can give us a call at 967-3880, or they can do what you've just done, and that's go to our website, which is heathautomotivetire.com.
All right. Well, you have an absolutely wonderful Monday, and I'll talk to you this afternoon.
Chewy, thank you, sir. I look forward to it.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Steve from Heath Automotive Tire out there in Winchester. Joe, you seem to be back. You doing okay? It would help if I turned your microphone
on. There we go. I'm doing all right. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good. We've got a couple guests here. Are we going to take a break, or do you want to jump in?
Yeah, let's get a quick break in here. When we come back, we've got Dustin and Dylan from the Franklin County Prevention Coalition in studio with us. We will talk with them a little bit about some of the programs and initiatives that they've got going on over there at the Franklin County Prevention Coalition, as well as some of the things that they may have coming up here in the next few weeks and months over the summer. Again, it is the starting lineup. You're tuned in to ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester.
In an overdose emergency, every second counts, and your actions can save a life. Through the Tennessee Save a Life program, the Franklin County Prevention Coalition provides free training and naloxone to help community members recognize and respond to an opioid overdose. This training gives you the skills to support someone in crisis. When we're prepared to help one another, we're stronger together, and we're stronger without the stigma that keeps people from seeking life-saving care. Visit fcpctn.org/Tennessee Save a Life to learn more. This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester, or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
This is Doug Garrett, sales professional at Russell Barnett Chevy in Winchester. For me, supporting Franklin County athletics isn't just business, it's personal. From Friday Night Lights to soccer state champs, I'm proud to watch our Rebels roll in with reliable Chevys, like the award-winning Silverado and the fuel-saving Trax. If you're ready for a new or certified pre-owned ride, come see me on Cowan Highway right here in Winchester, or start your search anytime at russellbarnettchevy.com. Let's drive Franklin County forward together. Go Rebels.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 GO News Center.
A bomb threat reported Thursday at Deckard Elementary School has been determined to be non-credible following a swift investigation. According to Franklin County Schools, the threat was immediately addressed by the school resource officer and school administration. After a thorough assessment of the situation and coordination with local authorities, officials confirmed there was no credible danger to students or staff. District leaders emphasized that at no point were students, faculty, or staff in physical danger, and that the school day continued in a safe and orderly manner. Parents were notified, and the district reiterated that student safety remains its top priority. In other news, Franklin County's TN 250 celebration officially kicked off Thursday, May 7th at the old high school football field with a strong turnout from across the community. The event featured free barbecue prepared by Fully Involved in Smoke and Barbecue, multiple food trucks, and live music from Orange Charlie and the Stagger Moon Band. Families enjoyed public safety vehicle displays, local resource booths, giveaways, and a kids zone complete with games, bounce houses, and face painting for children. A special mural unveiling showcased artwork created by local artists, highlighting Franklin County's history throughout the decades. The evening also included a National Day of Prayer gathering, where community leaders and residents joined together in reflection and encouragement. Organizers described the celebration as the result of months of planning and long hours of volunteer work, with many attendees praising the sense of unity and pride on display throughout the evening. And if you're still looking for weekend plans, here's your reminder that the Community Fun Day at the Red Roof Pavilion is today, May 8th, and tomorrow, May 9th, from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on both days. Organizers are encouraging families to get outside, enjoy the spring weather, and celebrate Mother's Day weekend together. For more local news and updates, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
Well, that was an interesting last segment. Let's try that again. Back to Joe Abraham and Chewy. This is the starting lineup on ESPN Radio Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT, Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy, and we are fueled by Loco Coffee. I'm excited to bring in Dustin and Dylan this morning. Dustin Ritchie is the Regional Overdose Prevention Specialist over there at the Franklin County Prevention Coalition, and Dylan Griffin is the Regional Lifeline Coordinator. Gentlemen, how are you guys today?
Doing great.
Doing great.
Let me pull this towards you a little bit more. There you go. All right, so you guys have your own kind of programs and initiatives, but you also operate underneath the umbrella of the Franklin County Prevention Coalition. And you guys have been doing some really exciting things as the Prevention Coalition as a whole, as a group as a whole. And there are some changes to laws. There are some local initiatives and things like that are going on. But specifically, before we get into all that, tell us, we'll start with you, Dustin. Tell us a little bit about what is a Regional Overdose Prevention Specialist? What is it that you do for people who may not know?
Well, specifically with my grant, I am responsible for going out and educating the community on how to recognize and respond to an overdose, distributing that life-saving medication, naloxone, and really being a support for individuals in the community that need access to any of those resources,
right?
Prevention, treatment, recovery. But mainly I'm there to educate and assist wherever I can in the community as it pertains to overdose prevention and awareness.
And you actually, so speaking in like a hands-on perspective, and I mean, I'm talking actual hands-on, you actually give training on how to administer the drug, or that, I mean, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
The naloxone. And so talk a little bit about what that looks like and why it's important for individuals to have training, even if they maybe don't think that, or they don't realize that they are in close proximity to anybody who may be struggling with addiction or something like that. This is something that I don't think enough people realize that really everybody should. It's kind of like CPR, right?
Yeah,
like everybody should
now.
kind of be trained on this.
Yeah, absolutely. And our program that started, the grant started in 2017, really in response to that, because 2017, when you had fentanyl hit a few years before that, nobody was prepared for the increasing amount of overdoses that we've seen. So nobody knew how to access naloxone. Nobody knew how to recognize and respond to an overdose. And in most cases, there weren't a lot of laws that would protect somebody, even if they did. Like your Good Samaritan Act didn't protect somebody administering naloxone at that point in time, like it did CPR. So our grant started out to get out and educate those individuals how to recognize, how to respond, get naloxone out into the hands of individuals in the community. That way we could try to reduce and prevent some of these fatal overdoses that we were seeing in the community. And we've seen a reduction in numbers for the first time in 2023 in overdose death across the state, and really that I believe that's in response to community partners coming together. The amount of education that's out in the communities now, there's more people educated on how to recognize and respond to an overdose. There's more avenues of access to naloxone, specifically Narcan nasal spray. It's no longer a prescription medication. You can get it anywhere. So there's a lot of that out there. And a lot more laws that'll protect individuals in the event that they're out there helping someone who's experienced that overdose. And there's times where I'll get responses from people when I'm out doing outreach. Hey, do you know how to use naloxone? Would you like to get trained or educated? Well, no, I'm not around anybody that uses. Whether it's an elderly individual who really isn't around anybody, or somebody that's recovered. I get that a lot from people in recovery. I don't hang out around with people that do those drugs anymore.
Right.
Well, you never know where you're going to be nowadays.
Yeah.
This stuff is in every single thing that's out there. And we're seeing stronger synthetic opioids come into the market now with a new class of opioids called orphines that are driving the overdoses up now more than fentanyl was, but they're stronger than fentanyl. So you don't know where you're going to be at nowadays.
Right.
Everybody needs to be trained, just like you said. It's just like being trained on CPR.
Right.
Everybody needs that, because you never know when it's going to happen or where you're going to be at when you see it happen.
How does, as far as the way that the naloxone or one of these drugs works to counter an overdose, how do they actually work? Do we know?
And so opioids are medications or drugs that will bind to the opiate receptors in your brain. And so while these opioids are bound to your receptor sites, what they do is they cause respiratory depression.
Okay.
They regulate the brain's ability to send out the signals to breathe. And so when you get opioids that attach to those receptor sites, your breathing slows down even more. So the more opioids you have attached to the more receptor sites, the slower your breathing rate gets, until you get to the point to where you go unresponsive, and then eventually you stop breathing. So when you hit that point, we consider you to be in that overdose state. When you administer naloxone is what's called an opioid antagonist medication.
Okay.
And so as an antagonist, what it will do is it will bind to the opioid receptor sites. Doesn't destroy the opioids. It doesn't kick them out of the body. What it does is it kicks those opioids off the receptor site, and it will hold on to that receptor site.
Right.
And it's just like a placeholder. So all it does is holds. It has no other effect on the body. And so when it kicks those opioids off, what it does is it removes that respiratory depressant from the receptor site, and that's what's able to restore the individual's breathing at that point, while we have those that antagonist on the receptor site. Now, naloxone's only going to last about 30 to 90 minutes.
Right.
It's a Band-Aid. It's not a cure.
Right.
And so it can wear off, but as long as it's on those receptor sites, the individual's breathing is able to be restored.
All right, Dustin, I want you to just take a second and consider what you just said. Now, imagine a few years back. Would you have ever imagined that you would have just given that kind of a speech or that kind of a talk on overdose prevention?
No.
What the naloxone and what that can do for a body? I mean, when you talk about where you came from as well to where you are now, and this is such a big part of what you guys do, it is tremendous. And this is one of my favorite things about dealing with you guys is you can have a conversation like that, but you can also sit down with somebody who is maybe going through addiction issues and other things like that, because you both have been there. You've seen the effects. You've seen what it can do to a family. You've seen what it can do to your own body and things like that. And I think that it's just amazing what you just talked about and how educated and all the things you just came across and gave that whole thing. And you wouldn't have even imagined that you would have said those words years ago.
No, and it still blows my mind, like the stuff that I do now, because I mean, it's going on 10 years now since I got back from rehab, and prior to that, I mean, I was I don't know, I guess you call me a menace.
Yeah.
I mean, just I was in full blown addiction for the majority of my life, 23 years, and 30 years old, it hit that point where I didn't have a choice. It's either I was going to die, go to prison, or get clean. And
I say all that to say this, because one of the things that has unfortunately been attached to the naloxone and these drugs is these life-saving drugs is, well, why? Why are we giving drug addicts more opportunities, more chances? They had their chance. They know what the risks are. They're doing this, and there is literally groups of people who, as cold as it sounds, like they don't care to give second chances. But for you guys, second chances is what led you to the point where now you are saving lives every single day.
Yeah, and you've got that argument with a lot of different things, but unfortunately, there are those people out there that don't think naloxone should be around. I mean, you hear the argument all the time: why are we helping drug addicts instead of helping people with insulin?
Right.
Insulin's not free, but Narcan is.
Mm-hmm.
Both groups are still people.
Right.
We're still human beings. Everybody deserves a chance, no matter what the disease is. And
right.
Addiction is a disease, and that's a very touchy subject with a lot of people. But if it wasn't for that second chance, I wouldn't be out here, and Dylan either. And you can talk to a lot of people that we've worked with. I've been doing this for 10 years. Over the last 10 years, the amount of people that I've been able to reach and affect and touch, and the parents that have come back to me and just thank me, you know what, my son wouldn't be here, my daughter wouldn't be here if you hadn't talked to them, or Dylan, my daughter wouldn't be here if you wouldn't have got them into rehab.
Right.
Everybody deserves that second chance, no matter what. You'll be surprised what people can do given the right circumstances and the right opportunities.
Crack open a Bible and tell me about second chances, right? All right, so Dylan, you're the regional Lifeline coordinator, and speaking of second chance, I mean, you're dealing with people on the ground level, but tell me from as far as what a regional Lifeline coordinator does, get into the nitty-gritty of what you do on a daily basis for people.
So I cover 13 counties, and really I call myself the middleman. I just try to find individuals and meet them where they are. So whatever that looks like, I try to do. Day to day, I get a lot of phone calls to try to help people get into treatment, try to break the stigma when I go to all these different meetings. I go to health councils, CAD meetings, just whatever that looks like, to really show that second chance is possible. And like Dustin said earlier, like, you never know, helping one individual, how many generations you are saving.
Right.
And I set up meetings. We actually started up a Celebrate Recovery here in Winchester, Tennessee. Started up at NA in Winchester. We started up at Al-Anon in Winchester, really just trying to get more safe places for individuals to come and seek help. Because when I first came into recovery, I always said that during my active addiction, there was so many people I could call and that I thought would have my back. In reality, that's not the case. But it felt like that. But when I came into recovery, it was like, well, where are the safe places to be able to go with like-minded people that understands me, and we can try to heal together. And there really wasn't much going on here in Winchester. So I've started 3 different meetings, and just trying to be a voice in the communities to say, don't judge a book by a cover. That addiction don't discriminate, that addiction can come for anybody. And just because you're an addict don't mean you're a bad person. It means you have made some bad choices.
Right.
But let's fix some bad choices, and let's see what you can do in our community to benefit everybody else.
And you speak on that part of it. I mean, addiction doesn't discriminate, right? And you guys have seen individuals from all walks of life who can fall into addiction. And again, talk about that a little bit, because I think that when people, and we run commercials on this stuff and promote what you guys do, but I think when people hear addiction and they consider drug use and things like that, they immediately have this picture that's painted in their head, right, in their mind. But it doesn't matter what color collar you wear. It affects all of us.
And that's why I try to get the message out so much, because, you heal when I thought of addiction years ago, I thought of them movies where people was on the sidewalks, under bridges, all that. And is that the case sometimes? Absolutely. But for myself, you know, I didn't start using until I was 19 years old. So I didn't grow up around it. I had a dad that told me not to do things, and I stayed away from it all. I skipped parties, everything that I thought had alcohol or drugs around, I would miss.
Mm-hmm.
And when my dad passed away at 19, I didn't know where to go in life. He was really my rock, and when I lost him, my family kind of split. And next thing you know, I got around somebody that was asking if I wanted to try this or try that, and I made the decision to try it, and it led me down a 6-year battle of addiction. So when I say that it don't discriminate, I was that kid in school, and even afterwards I was saying, you know, drugs are bad. They was just junkies. They all making these choices. But in my own personal life, I came to realize that you can have all these thoughts about addiction, but when something don't go right in your life and your life turns upside down and you don't know where to go, if you don't have that support around you, or you don't understand addiction or understand mental health, because really my depression is what got me to be an addiction.
Right.
So I didn't understand everything because I was so against it. I didn't want to take the time to learn about it. And it led me down a dark and narrow path that I never thought I was going to go down.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to be an advocate, because like you hear of these kids that grow up in it and they see it and they got to be around it. And I feel so sorry for them. But for me, I wasn't, and I still became an addict because of my mental health.
I want to throw this out there too. So for people who listen to the show on a regular basis, you know, one of the things that we like to do is, and you know, I'll use quotations when I say this, because the tough conversations that we like to have here on the show are nowhere near the tough conversations that you guys have with folks. But we've been working with you. I've been working with you guys specifically for the last few years, and there is a large part of what I do that I can say truly that it was in dealing with you guys and how you've been working towards removing the stigma of addiction and some of these hard conversations that need to be had, and shedding light on these things, that has affected me to the point where I feel more comfortable having conversations about silly things like the football program, you know, winning football games or whatever the case is, because in perspective, it's nowhere near some of the life-altering conversations that you guys have on an everyday basis. But if you guys can go around and have conversations like you do, then certainly we can have conversations like we do on the show. And what's important about it is when we start communicating and you start tearing down these walls, these barriers, these stigmas in regard to these conversations, that's when you really see change. That's when you really see progress. And I would say over the last couple of years, you guys have done a tremendous job at that. But what are some of the changes that you've seen within the community over trying to tear down those stigmas regarding and surrounding those conversations? How have you seen it positively change as people talk about these things and openly attack them, go on the offensive and attack these things and kind of meet them where they are?
Compared to, look, 10 years ago when I went into rehab, I didn't even know any of this stuff existed here. There was nobody in the community talking about it. Really, fentanyl hadn't hit here and affected the community the way it has now. You know, this is back in 2016. I think when I was going to rehab, fentanyl had just hit here in Franklin County. But, you know, prior to that, this county was still addicted. These towns were still addicted. I mean, you had methamphetamine, you had the prescription opioid crisis. When I moved here in the early 90s, late 80s, we're going through the crack epidemic. And you didn't really see a whole lot of programs around here at that point in time. Now, when we seen fentanyl hit and we started seeing people affected that weren't affected by any of the other things,
right?
You know, Dylan talked about this addiction epidemic is not discriminating.
Yeah.
Some of this other stuff, the other drugs that we've seen, the epidemics we've been through, we saw specifically target certain populations
right.
of our community.
Right.
this addiction epidemic with the opioids, it's hitting everybody.
Right.
Every single person. So when we saw that started happening, you saw people that were affected that weren't normally affected by addiction. That's when we started seeing a lot of the stigma change. With a lot of the programs, when I come back and started working for the coalition, and I started volunteering with them in 2017 when I come back from rehab. And when I started volunteering there were only, I think, 2 programs. We had Dylan's grant, you had the Ropes grant that had just started, and then you had Miss Tabitha, who was there at the time. And that was really it. And then all these other grant opportunities started coming about, and we started going out into the community. We started doing these trainings, these stigma reduction trainings.
Right.
We started working with law enforcement. We started talking to more doctors. We started doing community trainings and town halls, and really trying to educate individuals in the community of what was going on. And so because of that, over the last couple of years, I think one of the biggest things we've seen is the reduction in stigma surrounding law enforcement and first responder agencies. We got a specific grant years ago out of the CARA grant. We started a team called the REST team, and that REST team started in here in region what we call 5 South, which is 13 counties in southern Middle Tennessee, and they specifically targeted first responder agencies with the programs that me and Dylan do. So they worked specifically with them, and the main goal was reducing stigma and working with first responder agencies to reduce compassion fatigue and burnout in the community. And through those programs and the individuals that we have working in those programs that are based out of Rutherford County, really good friends of ours, a couple of them worked here at our coalition too, but we have seen a huge reduction in stigma in the community to where now there's instances where people will get caught up in a traffic stop. Or get caught in Walmart parking lot with something, and we'll get a call from an officer in the middle of the night being like, "Hey, Dustin, hey, Dylan, I got this individual here. We caught him with this little something,
right.
And we want to try to get him some help. Can you get him into rehab tonight?" And so me and Dylan, whichever one, will work through trying to get them into rehab and get them on that path to long-term recovery.
Right.
You didn't see that prior to this.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was they more than likely, I can guarantee you, they were going to get arrested.
Right.
They were going to jail. But we've seen that reduction in stigma now around the community, specifically with the law enforcement agencies, to where we see a lot more individuals that are out there that are willing to help individuals and to try to get them in that path of long-term recovery. Because if we can do that, then we're better in our community. Right. We've got more productive members of society that are going to come back here to Franklin County, which I don't recommend if you come back to Franklin County after rehab. It's not a good thing. I came back, but it's a rare case where you see that happen, getting back around the same people, same thing. But we've got more productive members of society that can better our communities when we're offering those opportunities. And when we spend that time, when we spend that effort, when we spend that money working on people, we get it back tenfold in the future.
Well, and you talk about, the compassion that I've seen that firsthand. I've seen just over the last few years how law enforcement approaches the situation change. And again, I go back to the work that you guys are doing, and the Franklin County Prevention Coalition. In there is the word prevention, and to me, it's kind of the anchor of what you do. And when we come back, I want to talk about how this is not like an overnight fix. This is not something that this organization popped up and then all of a sudden things were fixed. But this is a long-term investment in our community, and we'll talk about some of the other programs and initiatives as well that the Franklin County Prevention Coalition has going on when we come back. It is the starting lineup with Dustin and Dylan in studio with us this morning. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
This is Daryl from Columbus, previously from the Paul Finebaum Show.
Check in scissor hands. I'm the wrong guy to ask, but what's the secret to a good haircut?
A good haircut makes you feel confident. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, when you get that haircut, you're going to walk out that barbershop, you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's it. And you're going to tip the barber.
The Paul Finebaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
Stay connected to Franklin County wherever you go with the WCDT Radio smartphone app, Presented by High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas. With just a tap, you can listen live to ESPN Radio or the all-new Tim's Ford Country, streaming your favorite sports and outlaw country hits right to your phone. And it's CarPlay enabled, so you can take us on the road wherever you go. Download it today in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Just search WCDT Radio or visit WCDTradio.com.
More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
You're listening to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee, on ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester. I am Joe Abraham along with Chewy, and we've got Dustin and Dylan from the Franklin County Prevention Coalition in studio with us. Dustin Ritchie is the Regional Overdose Prevention Specialist, and Dylan is the Regional Lifeline Coordinator. And guys, some folks jumping into the chat, giving you shout-outs. Of course, Miss Felicia jumping in there, calling you guys absolute rock stars and talking about the impact that you guys are making both in the county and the state. And I'm pretty sure y'all know Britt Ritchie jumping in there as well with a heart. And then Kevin Simmons says, thank you guys for standing in the gap, making an impact in our county and state. And I think that's it right there. That hits the nail on the head, right? Not necessarily the place where a lot of people want to go is in that gap, in kind of in the shadows, so to speak. But you guys are in there with flashlights, shining a light on this whole situation within our community. And so we've talked a little bit about what the Tennessee Lifeline is, what Tennessee Save a Life does as the Regional Overdose Prevention Specialist, Dustin, what you do as well. And so these things, the Franklin County Prevention Coalition has so many different programs and initiatives going on. They love their acronyms and all the things, but talk a little bit about some of the other initiatives and programs that the Prevention Coalition is involved in.
Well, we've got Miss Felicia, first off, with our the Prevention Coalitions. The main role of them is working in primary prevention, which is reducing and preventing substance use. What me and Dylan work in is what's called tertiary prevention. So we mainly work with adults once they've gotten past that primary part. You know, they've already they're needing rehab or they've experienced an overdose. But specifically with the coalition itself, primary prevention is its main job. And one of the first things that comes to mind with that is a grant through the NADEC and through the TBI called the Drug Endangered Children grant. And with that Drug Endangered Children's grant, Miss Felicia, she is the director, the coordinator of that. Does a really, really awesome job with it, and it's all about getting into the communities and helping those kids that are drug endangered. I mean, if you really think about it, every kid out there is a drug endangered child, especially in the age that we live in. There's not one individual that I can think of that is not directly affected by substance use, addiction, overdose. That's out there. So Miss Felicia does a great job getting out, working with the community with that grant. One of the cool things with that grant too is we go around with her and we do a program overview of what the coalition offers. And one of the things with the Drug Endangered Children grant is that handle with care aspect and that piece of it, to where we're working. She's working with law enforcement and other organizations to where you have a kid that's in the school and is having a bad day or something like that. Well, what happened? Instead of universal punishment for all the kids, no matter what's happened, well, let's look at this individual. What has happened? What happened to them last night?
Right.
Did something happen at the home? Did their dog get run over or something like that? And so what that Handle with Care does is, say law enforcement shows up to the scene. There's an issue at the child's house, no matter what it is, dog run over, some other issue. Law enforcement can enter, and it's anonymous. It doesn't violate HIPAA or anything like that. But they're able to enter a little bit of information, and it goes to the school, and it lets that school counselor know, hey, this individual was involved with this last night. If they come to school today and they don't have their pencil on them, don't send them to ISD.
Right.
Handle them with care. Have a little bit of compassion for them because they went through something pretty traumatic last night. We also have Mr. Robbie, who does a lot of our stuff with the youth in the schools, going into schools. Robbie Clark and doing the programming with them. We have one thing there, the All Stars grant that Robbie goes in and works with the kids on substance use prevention. And I think with that, it's really cool because it's not just it's not going into schools and saying, hey, kids, don't do drugs, just say no. We went through that 20,
right.
30 years ago with all that. And I know I got a shirt on that says just say no to drugs, but still just say no. But with what Robbie does, it goes in and talking to those kids. It's more than just, hey, don't do drugs, they're bad. He goes into approaches it from different directions,
right?
To be able to get that prevention messaging in there. Hopefully, I think we're looking at starting up the bridge program. Hopefully, again soon. I haven't been any meetings on that here recently. Maybe Miss Felicia's texting me. No.
Well, and that kind of circles back around to I led you into what I wanted to get into next. So we talked about the drug endangered children. We talked about the youth coalition programs. Obviously, you guys with the Lifeline and the Save a Life programs. But the whole idea was, okay, the Franklin County Prevention Coalition. Prevention is not something. It's not like the Franklin County Stop All Drugs Use coalition. Prevention is something that is a long-term investment and has a long-term effect. It takes kind of years to get into and get ingrained into the way that the community operates. Now, we've already seen large effects from this, but we're nowhere near where we can be, where we want to be in the long term. But talk about that long-term investment and maybe from y'all's time with the Prevention Coalition, how you have seen maybe statistically numbers drop and just too, outside of stigma reduction and working with law enforcement officials and things like that. Talk about real world, what you've seen and how you've seen the Prevention Coalition impact the community.
Well, I think from what I've seen personally, the impact that we've had on the community, just the different programs and the responses we've got. Like, the amount of people that I think I've talked to who have said, hey, you've completely changed my outlook on addiction. I never would have given anybody a second chance, but after listening to you and seeing your story and Dylan's story and all these stories, it's completely changed my outlook. And I think with what we put into prevention, and here's a statistic I remember off the top of my head. For every $1 that we put into primary prevention, we see a $4.60 cost saving.
Wow.
In the long run. And
right.
So what that looks like is, hey, we're putting this time and this effort and this money into them right now when they're in the 5th grade, which equates to 20 years from now, we're lessening the likelihood that we're going to have to pay for indigent care because of substance use has wreaked havoc on their body and they don't have insurance and they're in the hospital. We're not housing them and feeding them in the jails. We're not putting them up in rehabs through grant scholarships that other people have paid money for. And I think we've seen that since we've started. I've started in the last 10 years. We started with just those 2 grants.
Right.
And to see the impact that we've had in the community, like I didn't know that the coalition, I knew it existed, but I'd never seen it out in the community doing anything. I never seen the impact that the coalition had. I'm not saying we didn't have an impact, but it's just with my eyes, being a general member of the community who didn't work in this, all I did was did drugs. I didn't see the coalition out. Now, everywhere we turn, everywhere we look, you're seeing the impact. You're seeing something that the coalition and our community part, not just us, it's not a coalition alone effort. It involves all sectors of our community, but you're seeing us out just about every single day at events. We had somebody make a comment the other day. It said, "Man, do you guys ever sleep?" It was like, everybody's talking about you. You know, we're seeing you out everywhere. We're seeing you do everything. We do sleep, but few and far between. But I mean, the impacts and the kids, I think that's really important too. There's no telling how many times I've been out in the community and have had kids come up to me and remember me from talking to them in elementary school or junior high. And, you know, now they're 18, 19 years old, and they, you know, just thank me because of the impact that we've had on them growing up as members of the Youth Coalition or as kids in the school who are affected by substance use, vaping, you know, all of these things.
You guys over on your website, fcpctn.org, have a section there for community events, upcoming community events. And you're at a lot of these types of events yourselves, but also once a month, you guys actually have a Prevention Coalition meeting that you invite the community to kind of come and sit at the table with you guys at and have conversations about some of the things. And really that community input, that feedback from the community. Dylan, it's extremely important to the work that you guys do.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, the community partners, you have to get out in the field to really make an impact. There's I can count multiple times of just doing outreach and being part of the community events that I've talked to individuals, and then months later I see them in town somewhere, and they're like, "Hey, do you remember talking to me so-and-so?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Well, I finally got help. Thank you for all your help." So really just being an impact in the community is being involved in the community. So if you want change, you have to show up. So all these events that we put on, we just try to be present. People want present in their lives. They want people that actually care. And when you show up to events, it shows that you care.
Right.
And then we also have Jolie. She's not at our coalition. She works out of the coalition in Murfreesboro, but she serves this county. But something I've seen is a lot of more churches are getting recovery-friendly certified. And with that, you know, our church is a big thing in our community. We have a lot of churches here. And if all these people of faith would come together to show that there is safe places for people to come, that can make a huge impact in our community. And we have actually had, 3 different churches get certified here,
recently in the last month, I think, month and a half.
What does that mean when a church becomes like recovery certified?
With the recovery certification congregation, it can be a church that gets certified, or it can be a group, a recovery ally. And so, like with our one we did at my church at Journey Church, we recertified the church as a recovery congregation, and we certified our Celebrate Recovery group as a recovery group. But what it means is, let's say someone gets out of jail and they're going back into a community. And they're looking for somewhere that they can go where they're not going to be judged,
right?
Where they know that these individuals are not going to look down on them. So there's a on our Tennessee.gov website. You find the faith-based initiatives page, and you go on there, and it's actually got a list. If let's say you're going to Coffee County, there's a list on there of all the churches that are recovery friendly. So you can go to, the First United Methodist Church in Manchester. You know that you can go there, and that's a church that's offering probably some kind of support. They may be offering meetings, but they are definitely there to support individuals in recovery in whatever means that they're able to. For like my church, for Journey, I'm the recovery outreach person there, minister. And if anybody comes in that's needing access to treatment, to rehab, to naloxone, I'm there for them.
Right.
I'm a certified peer recovery specialist, so if they're needing somebody just to talk to, I'm able to share my story of hope and redemption to try to help them. If you know, they need a meeting, we run meetings out there, and if we don't have a meeting at a church, we can refer them out to somebody else that does have a meeting. So really, it's that certification just lets people know, hey, you're welcome here. We're not going to judge you. We're here to help you.
Well, and that's one of the things, I mean, Dustin, you and I have talked in the past a little bit about how important your faith has been to your journey and things like that. And I would say that what it sounds like is that every church really should be, certified as one of these, if that's what they, are there for, is, again, I go back to the Bible. Show me a time when God loves to use broken people, right? And you've got folks out there who maybe they're looking to start this journey towards recovery and all these things. And what a better place to start than in a church, So I think that's tremendous. If a church or a church group, church members wanted to get you guys in to talk to them and their congregation about the program, how would they go about doing that?
All they have to do is either reach out to me, to Dylan, or to the coalition.
Yeah.
Call and get something set up, get something on the books, and we'll. Usually we have a small meeting with the pastor about it, let them know what it is, what's going to entail. We'll get a date set up to where Jolie can get down here. She's the coordinator for the Faith-Based Initiatives Directive here in Southern Middle Tennessee. And when we do that training, it'll involve Jolie, Dylan, myself, usually somebody, Felicia at the coalition, talking a little bit. Doesn't take very long, but it's a great program. And the faith community, like we talk about community sectors and being involved. I mean, we've got to have community buy-in to be able to fix the issues that we have in our community. And the faith community is just one part of it that plays a role in that. And recovery looks different for each and every person out there. So, the faith community may be one direction that somebody goes, and for another person, that may not be their cup of tea.
Right.
And so that's why it's important that we have all sectors, all aspects of the community involved in trying to help individuals in their aftercare when they come back from rehab, or in their prevention and helping prevent and reduce that substance use.
Dustin Ritchie, Regional Overdose Prevention Specialist, and Dylan Griffin, Regional Lifeline Coordinator with the Franklin County Prevention Coalition, in studio with us. And gentlemen, just kind of to wrap things up, we talk about the events that you guys are always involved in, always have going on, and kind of the programs and other initiatives. Do you guys have anything coming up with the summer months here ahead, or is it? I know you've had a lot of stuff here as of late. Is it kind of quieting down for you, or what do the next couple of months look like for you guys over there at the Prevention Coalition?
Oh, we're busy.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's never an off season, right? Kind of like football.
Yeah, there's never really an off season. We slow down just a little bit right there in November, December, January. It starts going full speed again. So like May right now, this is a mental health awareness month.
Okay.
Dylan works a lot in the with the mental health, and he's got a lot of different trainings that he's able to offer out there as far as like mental health stuff goes. Here coming up, June? In June, I'll have my next quarterly training at the coalition. What I do is every quarter I'll rotate through a different training that I offer, and I offer about 10 to 15 different ones on substance use and substance use, drug trends, gas station drugs, all that stuff. So we'll be offering a new rotating training coming up in June. Just look at our website or on Facebook for the flyer for that. This starts picking up. Summer months start picking up really big with all the recovery fests and outreach events that we do. Like usually during the summer, we're out on the side of the road, set up at some business. Me and him cover 13 counties.
Right.
So, you may not see us in Franklin County all the time, but if you have somewhere, if you're a business or anything, you want to partner and do some outreach. And then, me and Dylan, we just set up. We talk to people. Lisa at Bennett's has been a real huge partner in the past. The library has been a partner where we're able to just sit up outside these places and talk to individuals as they come in, educate them, give them any resources or anything like that they need. Of course, we have the Prevention Coalition meeting the third Monday of every month. We need the community to come out and join us for that. Parents especially, get out and come out and join the Prevention Coalition meetings. just to check it out, just to see what it's about. Especially if you have a kid in this community, the children are our future, and that's what we are working to try to help is the youth. Because if we don't have them, we don't have a future in this county. And we have a new drug task force that's just started up. So as a parent, if you want to come out and see what we're trying to do in the community, join us for that. If you're interested in it, get a hold of me, and I can get you the time and date for the meeting. But it's a group of organizations, local police departments, some TBI representatives, some ABC agent representatives there. And we're just working on what we can do to try to better the community for our youth, and reducing and preventing that, the gas station stuff.
Yeah.
That's a big part of that task force.
Right. Well, and you mentioned that, and the Winchester Police Department just recently busted a couple of individuals for selling to minors, vape products to minors under the age of 21. And I know that that's been a big part, again, of your initiative, is bringing awareness not only to the recovery and all the other things, but from a prevention standpoint, keeping it out of the hands of these kids, because it's one of those things that, I think that we kind of as a society look the other way too much, and it's an innocuous thing, like we're not really concerned about it. But I mean, vaping is an extreme epidemic amongst youth, and from a long-term standpoint and what it could lead to, it does. It's something that needs to be addressed. It's something that needs a light shined on it. And, the Winchester Police Department doing a good job the other day. But talk a little bit about that, that whole process in the initiative, and how important the work that we're doing as a community is right now targeting that area.
Vaping, when it hit, man, it definitely, like you said, is an epidemic, not just for youth, but for adults only. And when it first started, it was to try to reduce tobacco use in adults. But it's just shifted. Everything is marketed toward the kids, and that,
right.
As a society, I think we've just made it so socially acceptable,
right.
That it does happen. And I see comments all the time. Oh, they're going to do it anyway. They're going to do it anyway. Yeah, but we don't have to enable that.
Right.
The whole goal, man, is trying to make it safer for our kids, make this community safer, have our kids grow up healthier.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? You got people that make all these bad comments that law enforcement's out here doing this. I can't say enough good stuff about law enforcement in our community and the things they do to help out. I used to be one of the people that was completely against that.
Right.
Now I got some of the best friends in it, but can't say enough good things about the stuff that they're out doing to try to help the kids in the community. And that's what all this is about. It's about trying to help our kids. And if you've got a negative comment on wanting to try to make the community a better place by cracking down on people that are selling to youth, then you're part of the problem, I think.
Right.
And that's just my personal opinion. But those initiatives are very, very important. Reducing and preventing that use, making our kids healthier, limiting the access to vape products, to THC products, to kratom products, to all this stuff, because they are kids. And we need them to be as healthy as possible, to be the best adult as possible in the future, to lead us into the future. And that's what it's all about.
Again, Dustin and Dylan in with us this morning. Guys, we spent 45 minutes talking about this stuff, and I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface.
No.
Which is kind of how it is every time we bring the Prevention Coalition in. But it's so great to see you both. Dylan, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Dustin, thank you as well.
We appreciate you guys.
Gentlemen, again, if folks need your help, how can they get a hold of either the Tennessee Lifeline or the overdose prevention?
You can get a hold of me if you need anything at all. Not just overdose prevention, Narcan,
True. Yeah.
Any of that stuff. You can reach me at 931-308-3535. Email is DustinRitchie@franklincotn.gov, or you can get a hold of the coalition, swing by the coalition and talk to us.
Yeah.
And you can get a hold of me. My number is 931-464-0725, or you can email me at DylanGriffin@franklincotn.gov.
All right, gentlemen. I appreciate you both. Again, it is the Franklin County Prevention Coalition, and you can find them on the web as well at fcpctn.org. All right, we gotta get out of here though, because we got people calling us already for Swap and Shop, Reliable Rentals Swap and Shop. But thank you so much, guys, for coming in this morning, and we will talk to you again soon.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for us here on the starting lineup this morning. For Chewy, I am Joe Abraham. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Yeah, we are burying the lead. David, why are you in L.A.?